Let's try that. I think a lot of times people live their lives through other people's events and tragedies. Something like this, you start to see how this affects other people's lives. And it's important to me that people take, positive out of my daughter's life, for example. Not to bring everything back to that, but it's a strong example. Really, any crisis, maybe I should stick with my general old school, abstraction and choose a less immediate example. The point is that people sort of don't want to face their own issues. So they look at the lives around them and they take omens and magical thinking and stuff from these events around them, and they use that as a metaphor for what they've been through. Like old issues, baggage. They take the current real world around them and they treat it like it's all stuff that's happening in their head that's about their baggage, about old things that the people around them might not even know about. And they don't tell people what they're going through, and so they don't really know what they're going through themselves. Now, I'm kind of a loner, meditate through something on my own kind of a person. But even then, you have to tell somebody, you have to, like with YouTube. I used to do the equivalent of a YouTube video for years, my whole life, with no audience, but just as if an imaginary audience, an audience of myself, pretending to be an audience of some other sort while also trying to say something. So I like the outlet of YouTube for that reason, because it gives a still somewhat abstract audience, of this on-demand kind of audience, but it's actual, and that helped. But even without how I do it, and I don't know, kind of own your own life, and not let random events. Oh, I forgot to shave. Not let This is a big deal for me going out. This is like, I've been out a few times, but even when I flew, I didn't drive myself the whole trip. I got driven to the airport, picked up by family, so on. I'm going to Target, and unlike George Zimmerman, I'm not going to kill anybody on the way. I'm positive. Oh, hey! Still going there, mister? Okay, how's that? Look, it might be upside down now. Okay, fuck it. I'm gonna wreck. Shit. Can I get a ticket from the internet? I don't think so. That looks so good wedged there with the rubber there. So that was all planned. A little bit of excitement. Okay, I can't let that. If you fall again, you're on your own. I'm just leaving you there, because I gotta pay attention to the road. You guys could get a ticket for distracting me. So anyway, yeah, maybe I needed company on my drive out into the world. I've been trying to go back to work every day the last couple days, and it's like, I just think I'd sit there and charge them for me sitting there, and I couldn't get anything done. I'd rather take vacation and go to work and get paid for nothing. I hate getting paid for nothing. It's like a soul killer. But anyway. Like, even if you win gambling, you have to go gamble. You have to go take the risk. You're doing something. But, I don't mind getting paid for my vacation time. That's my benefit that I worked in. I put time in that vacation bank. I'm not just giving it for nothing, whatever. So that's different than if I go to work and I can't get anything done, and I feel like this is not why I'm being paid to be here. I mean, I've gone in before and tried to work, and I couldn't get my mind focused, and just, geez, if I had a headache or something, or if I didn't, then it's just vacation time, you know what I mean? Afterwards, it's like I went into the office and it's like, that's not a real work day. fuck that shit. You know, I produce when I produce, and if I'm not producing and I'm relaxing, then that's what I'm doing. But yeah, I don't like that. So I haven't been able to go because I know my mind is just like wow, programming and logic and forcing my thoughts. I can't force my thoughts at the moment. I don't want to. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. People have like emotional baggage, you know. Like, I've always had a sympathy for people that had some sort of problem in their youth, you know, or whatever, bipolar, suicidal, and they tried to OD, or they went too wild, or you know, you often find they didn't feel loved by their parents. Sometimes it's not even the parents' fault, as far as you can tell out, but maybe the parent just didn't have the right kind of connection and stuff. So, you know, but on the other hand, sometimes those people, they can be really judgmental if they've got their life around, you know, and they have to be teetotalers because they're like, I had a problem, so I don't drink or nothing. And to me, it's like, well, I do drink, and you know, had my wild times and stuff, but I had no support, you know. I couldn't fall down, and then, you know, there was nobody gonna buy me a car because I wrecked my car in some sort of downward spiral. So my downward spirals, I was my own safety net. You know, I never let it hurt my grades or my job performance or anything like that. So to me, I feel like, hey, I'm being a good person to hang out with you. You're a former junkie. And I'm the one of the few people that'll trust that you aren't anymore, that you learned your lesson. A lot of people would be like, oh, don't come around me. Those junkies never change. They're going to be junking again. And, you know, or I could use other examples besides that. Just all sorts of things. People do change. Or, for example, I have met people that got rehabilitated in prison. It's one of my things to not be too critical of religion, is some people might have good use for religion, and I'm telling you, a lot of people that turn around, you know, go from criminal to youth counselor, for reals, they're good, influence, mentors, you know, religion. They get some religion in jail, and it could help them, and it's like, well, that sounds practical to me, that's useful. Whatever. I never criticize those guys' religion. I'm always like, yeah, man, that's right, put your faith in Jesus. What would Jesus do? And because it's already working for them. What am I going to pretend it's not working, that I have, oh, that's working, but I'll do this other thing? I'm not going to play with that fire for them. It's all metaphor anyway. If they can see the bright side, the bright metaphors in Christianity, it'll probably do them good. If they see the negative metaphors, maybe they'll have trouble. But, well, I was just kind of thinking about this because I haven't been drinking. When I stopped smoking, I really cut down on my alcohol like by 2/3 because I wanted to reduce it. And then I haven't been drinking any like hard alcohol like vodka. I had a couple beers, and then last night I went in Stickum and I drank a bunch of beers. That's the first time I've really been drunk since 5 days before, since what? It's just 3 days. Well, it was longer than that since I've been drunk. So it's like 4 weeks ago. And but I was drinking enough that, you know, that's like, I would drink on the weekend and stuff. Anyway, that's why I was cutting down. But then I was just thinking about that. So my use of alcohol is like, there's no doubt that there's self-medicative things. It's just that shouldn't be, it's not all bad. You can't take that lightly. I mean, I relieve stress that way and stayed functional. I mean, sometimes we think, you know, our vices make us dysfunctional, and I kind of like think that it's us trying to be functional sometime that leads us to our vices. It's like you're just trying to get through, and so it's like, hey, it's Friday, I'm going to have some alcohol and relax, and my inhibitions will be affected, you know, materially, you know, friends, you know. So is that, how bad is that? And am I right to think that, hey, I'm a good person because people that have not been functional that fell into other safety nets, I'm willing to not automatically trust them. It's not like I'm saying, hey, that makes you my favorite person. But I mean, when I meet somebody that's got their shit together and they tell me their story about, you cannot believe how untogether my shit was, you know, I'm forgiving. I think that's a good thing about me. That's one of the things that makes me a good person. And often they are really confused, you know, because they think that because I drink, I'm in the situation they were in. And it's not the same situation. I mean, kept my shit together, you know, and that counts. But then again, it doesn't necessarily make things work out, does it? So anyway, cheers.